with our big story, and what we're telling you at the moment is an India Today exclusive, and that Virat Kohli is going to be rested not just for the 3 T20Is that everyone expected, because he had a long run in international cricket and has been in a bio bubble for very long, but he's also going to be rested for the first test match against the Kiwi team. Now remember, after those 3 T20Is versus New Zealand, India is also going to play a series of 2 test matches, and the first test match, what we're getting to hear is that Virat Kohli has asked for a rest. So it's going to be an extended rest for him. 3 T20Is is not going to be part of that start the series, and then it will be followed by the first test match where Virat will not be playing. The second test match, he is expected to make a return to the Indian team, and you're guessing then that he will be leading the Indian team in the second test match. Who is going to be leading the Indian team in the first test match? That will be a topic of heated debate, but we'll keep bringing you the latest update here on India Today. So that's the big breaking story that we're bringing you at the moment. What we're also getting to hear is that it could be Rohit Sharma. You know that in all likelihood he's going to be taking over as the T20I captain from Virat Kohli. Signals have already been given both by Virat Kohli and and Ravi Shastri. They've given enough indications to suggest that Rohit Sharma is that next T20I captain. But what we're getting to here is that he will also be captaining in that first test match. Joining me for more on this story is my colleague Rahul Rawat. Rahul, that makes it very interesting. You would have thought that probably Ajinkya Rahane, the vice captain, the designated vice captain, may have been given the reins for that first test match. But is it true that it is going to be Rohit Sharma even in the longer format?
Well, see, as of now, we all were expecting that Ajinkya Rahane would take up that captaincy job as far as first test match is concerned, because in the past also, you know, when Virat opted out of that lone test against Afghanistan, Ajinkya Rahane was the captain. Then in Australia also, in Dharamshala against Australia, here in India, Rahane was the captain. But his performances, unfortunately, forced the selectors or the think tank to make Rohit Sharma as the captain for that first test match against New Zealand that is going to be played next month or late this month. So that's a bit surprising, and also a setback to Ajinkya Rahane as well.
All right, you talk about the fact that he hasn't had great performances with the bad Ajinkya Rahane. That could be a thought process why they've gone with someone like Rohit Sharma. Also coupled with the fact that Rohit Sharma, I'm just looking back at those series that you're talking about where Rohit was part of the team and yet it was Ajinkya Rahane that was given the reins of that test side. Is it possible that now in the last 6-8 months or even a year, we've seen a resurgent Rohit Sharma as far as Rohit Sharma, the test cricketer, is concerned, and that may have also gone in a favor, that if you're going to give him someone a captaincy for one test match, might as well continue with the guy that you're handing over the T20I team to?
Well, absolutely. Why not? Ajinkya Rahane's performances lately have not been up to the mark. There have been occasions in 2018 he was dropped in South Africa. Then in England again he was dropped and he did score 100 in Australia. But thereafter his performances have been very, very poor. It's not that he's not scoring overseas. The problem is that he's been unable to score runs even at home against England when England toured India. Earlier this year, he wasn't amongst the runs, and Rohit as of now is an all format player. Not many in this Indian team, in this Indian setup, are assured of a place in all 3 formats, and Rohit Sharma alongside of course Virat Kohli has given up his T20 captaincy. But if you see Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, perhaps Rishabh Pant or Jasprit Bumrah, these are the only 4 players you can say for surety that who will actually make it to all 3 formats. And Rohit Sharma lately, as you mentioned, has been resurgent. He's assured of his place, and even in Australia, when Virat came back from Australia after India lost in Adelaide, Ajinkya Rahane was the captain and Cheteshwar Pujara was his deputy. But the moment Rohit Sharma walked into that 11, he was made the vice captain. So of course it is a setback for Ajinkya Rahane. He also needs to contemplate or think or ponder over his future, not just as a vice captain, but also as a player.
Okay, let's look beyond the captaincy now, and the team will be announced for the T20I series versus New Zealand.